Hey everyone, this week's podcast sponsored by Racing in the Dirt. Located in Cleveland, Wisconsin, Racing in the Dirt is ready to put their over 30 years worth of off-road experience to work for you. From turnkey builds to rolling chassis to an awesome selection of parts, the Racing in the Dirt staff has got you covered. Brake kits, aluminum hub kits, enclosed chain drives and kits, drive shaft loops, and even DIY wheelie bar kits, all available. So let Scott, Shane, and the crew at Racing in the Dirt get you the competitive edge you need. Give them a call at area code 920-693-2000. That's area code 920-693-2000. Or find them on Facebook or even racinginthedirt.com. That's racinginthedirt.com and the UPS Daily.
All right, we're going to go over Cleves Big Money race results here. We have John Sorg, Mini Mooch, Dave Applegate, and Isaac DeHaan. Dave, Damian, and John were actually at the race. And we'll start with Dave. We'll wait for him to... Okay, Dave, this is your first time going to Cleves. You might have an exciting pass, we heard. But before we talk about that, how was your first experience at Cleves?
It was really good. So the strange thing is I grew up down there, and we raced at Edgewater since I was with my dad since I was 7, 8 years old, going to Edgewater. And all three of my kids went to Edgewater. And Edgewater is what, Damien? 15 minutes, maybe.
If that. Never, ever been to that racetrack until this weekend. And I loved it. It was great. I had a blast. It's really cool the way it's set up, the camping area and everything. People are great. It was neat, man. It was definitely worth going. If you haven't been there, I suggest at least, making plans to go see that place. It's really cool.
All right, hold on. I got a question.
Proceed.
Yep.
Proceed.
Was there skillet racing or not?
I did not witness
No,
skillet racing.
They save that for Gravelrama anymore.
Then there was that is not the full Cleves experience then.
They had foot racing at the end of the track.
Yeah,
no,
Dave.
that's not the same.
That's the new condensed version.
I don't think I ever seen them do skillet racing
anymore.
Anytime I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was told about
last year in honor of Bubba.
Dave, you were told about it, you said?
Yeah, I was there, and I'll be honest with you. I met a lot of new people, and I honestly don't remember all their names. But there was Kelly's mom, correct?
Yeah.
Right? I met her. I met, I'm sorry, guy, Tiffany. I met a bunch of different people, and I remember that a few of them tell me, you got to come back to, actually, I think it was your uncle that told me, Tom. Is your uncle's, what's your uncle's name? Tom, right? Tommy. Yep. Yeah, I think he's the one that told me. He goes, you got to come back. He goes, you got to at least watch the skillet. And I'm like, the what? And then I remember you guys all telling me about it. Yeah, I think it was your uncle that told me about that, Damien. But either way, man, it was neat. Yeah, it was really cool. I can't wait to go back. I'll be honest with you. We are working on actually bringing my series there next year. I was asked that Friday night and asked multiple times on Saturday from the people, and so yeah, we're working on it.
Hell yeah, that's always good news.
Speeders is going to trucks and side-by-sides.
Just trucks and side-by-sides, you just said?
Yes. Yeah, no four-wheelers, it'd just be trucks and side-by-sides.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, no, I'm just kidding.
So stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned for that. It might take a few months, but we're getting it worked out. So,
all right. Well, expect a Southern Power Sports Drag Racing Series race to go on at IOK four-wheelers next year, but we will talk about that as time arises. But back to the Cleves Big Money race here. Dave, you almost escaped from my question about this. Tell us about that wheelie.
All right, so we'll make it short and quick here. Friday night, myself, Joe Sargent, my buddy Stephen Hacker, who Damien and John got a chance to meet. We got to talk to Kelly and said, "Hey, man, is there any way we can make a couple test hits?" And he's like, "I'm good with it." He goes, "But I don't know about, you know," and I stopped him. I'm like, "Look, we don't even need the timing system. We just want to just 80 feet, 100 feet out, something lift." He's like, "Yeah, man, sure." So they worked with us great. Me and Joe went down there. We each made 2 hits, real nice hits. Joe did really well. Mine, I just blew the tires off of it. It just, as soon as I let go of the 2-step, it blew the tires off, went out about, I don't know, guys. I'm guessing 80 feet. And then it started picking the wheels up. So I'm like, all right, I'm good. Well, we got up the next morning and we had heard rumors that the track hadn't come around yet. And it was a little bit still loose on the hit. So my buddy Joe had a set of 20s. So we put a set of 20s on it. And I was going to bring the 2-step down from 5,300 RPM at 25 pounds of boost. I was going to drop it down just to make sure. Well, no, my buddy Steven and my other buddy Scott that showed up, they're like, "No, man, just throw the 20s on it. It'll be great. It'll go." I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever." I go out. I did not know how the tree worked, so I kind of got a little embarrassed there. I pulled up and I see the green light and red lights on. So I never moved up. I was like 3 feet from the starting line. You know what I mean?
That
Hell,
damn Race America
I
system
didn't
for
know.
you.
Yeah, I'd never run on one before like that. And I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I seen everybody waving their arms, "Come on." And I'm like, all right. So a little embarrassing there, but first time being there. So anyways, I pull up. The other guy I was running, I honestly don't know who it was, but he left. And I just, was taking my time. I hit the 2-step. I seen 25 pounds of boost. I let go. And I remember seeing gray sky because it was overcast. And the next thing I remember, I was stopped in the track looking at the dirt. And I was like, what the hell just happened? And I felt pain from my ass to my neck. And I wasn't, yeah, it was rough. I almost shut it off. But I'm like, no, I want to get out of the way. I've done made an ass of myself up here, not knowing how the tree works. I just want to get off the track. You know what I mean? So I putted down the track and I got off the track, and Scott and Steven were there to pick me up, to pull me back to the trailer. And of course they're, "Yeah, that was badass, man. You almost flipped it over and all this." And I still really don't know at the time what the hell just happened. And I get out of the car and it hit me. So I just sat down on the grass and they called the EMTs and checked me out. Took probably 20 minutes or something. And
How you feeling now?
everything was cool. I'm sorry.
How you feeling now?
I'll tell you how it is. My tailbone is hurting like hell. I don't think I broke it, but it is definitely sore. And my back feels like, you ever wear a shirt that's got the vinyl lettering on it and the sun hits it and you can kind of feel it sticking back? That's exactly how the center of my back feels. Is like something's on my back the whole time.
Sounds like it's time
but it's
for
not
a
hurting.
seat upgrade.
Yeah. So yes, I don't know. John, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not been one picture, not one video of all times not to have that cool ass video sitting up in the air. Nobody's got it.
20 feet and it was straight up in the air.
20 feet.
I mean,
and it
literally.
just stood it up.
It just went, it didn't have no forward momentum. That sucker just ass underneath. Tires were going out from under him. It was
so
quick.
Dave, John, what are we talking about here? We're talking about like 11,
we're talking like
noon.
Boom, bam.
We're going like noon. Like we're talking about noon.
Oh, we're talking almost noon, between 11 and 12.
Oh wow.
So doing his best Jordan
12,
Hyman impression.
Yeah, it wasn't there, but I'll tell you what, if it would have been, I don't know what John thinks, but everybody told me if I had stayed in it another half a second, I probably would have been on the roof. Because there's nothing on the side by side. Yeah, there's nothing on the side by side to keep it where that truck, had the, the back, bumper or whatnot. There's nothing on my side by side to keep it. They said it would have went over. And I really, truly think that if it would have went over and landed on the roof, I probably would be feeling fine right now because it happened so fast that really wasn't going fast. It just what they call that, it rode the ring gear, you know what I mean? Climbed the ring gear,
Yeah.
and it would have just went and fell right over.
Well, you weren't the
And,
only scary pass. We heard of, you told me about Curtis Combs going on a wild ride, and then I saw the video that or wait, was it no? Yeah.
Carson posted it.
Was it? Yeah. Okay, yeah, thank you. Carson posted it. I got the names confused for a
I
second.
didn't see that.
Yeah, Curtis went on a little wild ride. He got up, he looked like he was almost I'm gonna get more shit for this again. He looked like he was driving from Puerto Rico for a second. He got it up on two side wheels.
Well, he from what I understand, from what I've seen from the video and from what people have told me, and John knows this from experience, and Dave's seen the way they work the track. That track will get a ridge down the center of it between where them tractor passes are made. The wheelie bar caught that ridge and sent the car left. Curtis caught it before it got the center line, but something that short wheelbase, that narrow, and it got up on two wheels there for a second. He was able to drive it out of it, thankfully.
Yeah, it's scary when he burps it though on two wheels. You know what I mean? Like he's up on the side.
Well,
and
that's
he goes, "Wah!"
honestly what saves it. That keeps, from
Right.
personal experience, that helps keep the tires from digging under the car when you're sliding sideways like that. If he wouldn't have wrapped the throttle, the car very well could have just rolled right over onto the cage right there.
Oh, that would have been scary because it would have rolled into the other lane too, and you never know what happens after that. But
Right.
well, thankfully Dave and Curtis are okay. What was that, Dave? Sorry.
Hey, I gotta tell you something though. I was sitting up in the on the hill. I guess that's what y'all call it, the hill to the right. Was watching and watched John come out. I don't remember who he was running, and I've heard stories that, well, it's a pretty quick track. It doesn't hook that well, but it hooks good, but it's not like dirt. You know what I mean? Which it's not.
Right.
But I'm telling you, that track was hooking that night because I watched John Sorg's dragster leave the line, come up, sat down, and came back up again. And I was like, hell yeah. And I wish I would have had it on video.
Me
was
too.
cool.
That's what I was thinking on that pass. I was like, wow, it was hooking hard.
Yes, that track that night, it was, well, I was impressed with it. I can't wait to try it again. Now, I'm not going to be, I want to change it up a little bit, but yeah.
It's definitely a very unique surface.
Well, let's before we talk about the results, which Damien's gonna list them. John, y'all saw some really good racing. We saw the quarterfinals and on from Damien's live feed, and but John, tell us about the racing that took place. There's some good competition, and Damien, how many entries was it? I forgot.
60 entries in the bracket.
60 entries in the big money bracket. John, how was the racing though? There was some good competition.
Spectacular. I mean, everybody was competitive. They were grading every 8 passes, so everybody was getting a fair amount per grade. Yeah, I mean, I was getting by on some tight ones. I snuck by on a round or two in there, and made it to the final 7. That's about as good as I could pull off. Got beat by Cody Trice, and he went on to win it. So
yeah, that was nuts. Whenever, I'm not gonna lie, whenever I tuned into the live feed, I think it was right when Damien started it. I thought it was you and Trice in the final. So I was like, okay, let's go. And then I seen the bracket or the piece of paper after the chip draw, I should say. And I was like, oh, okay. And then that's when me and Chris started betting in the comments. Shout out to Chris Ritchie, by the way. But yeah, Damien, tell us about these results. I know they had a quick 8 or quick 16. Which one was it? I forgot.
Quick 8.
Quick 8. Tell us about
John Sorg was in that class for a little bit.
John was in the quick 8?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got down to the semis.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Damien, go through these results and kind of by each class, tell us the little summary of what you've seen. And
well, I didn't get to see much of the quick 8 because they were really running through stuff, and I kept drawing high numbers in the chip draw, so I had to be at the car and ready while quick 8 was running. So I didn't get to see too much of it.
You ran the Jeep?
Yeah, we got the Jeep together finally. Good. And it's got to come back apart again because the converter we got in it is completely wrong. I went out second round, had a 389 red light against Blake Cole, who had a 404 light and ran damn near dead on his dial. So I had to try something.
Well, Blake's tough. So yes,
Yes,
Dave.
he is.
Damien, let's remind everyone how that tree is, because that's something else I learned. I'm at the track and I'm hitting the lights and I'm getting 420s, 418s, 440s. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like
Oh,
I just cannot figure this tree out. And then it reminded me when you said that. So if you would touch base, because those that are listening might not realize how they do it there.
Yeah, you
right.
said
Some
404
tracks,
light. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
some tracks they have 0.0, 000 is perfect. At Cleves, the time slip shows 0.4, so 0.4 is perfect. Anything under that is red.
But it's the same. It's
Yeah,
just
it's the exact
listed
same
different.
as any other
Yeah.
track.
Right. It's just instead
So-
of 000s, it's 400.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for instance, mine, I red lit against Tom and Twisted Tom there. I red lit against him, and it showed I went a 0.377 red. And I'm like, there's no freaking way. Like, there's no way. But I'm like, man, whatever. Well, then TJ Mack, he was showing me he kept telling me, man, I was hitting 018s. I had a couple 040s. I'm like, man, I couldn't get out of the fours. And he goes, what'd you have? I said, a couple 420s, a 440. And he goes, well, you had an O. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So basically my 377 was a negative 23.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is yours was what, Damien, when you went red?
389, so it was negative 11, negative 011.
Very good. Yeah. So everyone understands that's how it works. I did not know that. So yeah,
Well,
so everybody
thank you
knows.
for that,
I
Dave.
didn't mean to interrupt. Yep, but go right
No,
ahead.
that's good clarification.
Damien,
But yeah, Damien, go ahead.
But yeah, then we got down to, like you said before, the quick 8. John Trainer finally getting that blower dragster of his to cooperate a little bit, getting it down the track. He ended up winning over Rodney Upchurch in his generally a 350 class car, his little red Allard. He ended up getting second place.
What did Trainer run? Was it heads up?
I believe Trainer was dialed in the 320s.
Okay. Was quick
So
8
it was
not
an index. They originally
Oh.
wanted to do a 340 and faster heads up class. Just you had to run a 340 or faster to make the show, and then they were going to run it heads up. But they only had 2 or 3 cars on the property that really could make that ET. And one of them dropped out after the first qualifier for quick 8. Brent Shelton, I have never seen the broadside of a 200-inch dragster more clearly from behind the staging lanes.
Ooh, what happened with Brent Shelton?
He let go of the button, and his front tires had more surface area than the rear tires. The tires grew that much on the rear. He had that much wheel speed with that 614 big block.
Oh my.
Keep in mind, this is the same dragster that last weekend or 2 weekends ago at the fair race in Brookville, or no, it was last weekend, but at the fair race at Brookville, he had a pass that he was trying to back up, wasn't able to pull it off, but he went 112 mile an hour. Every other pass that weekend was 106.
That's
Yeah.
fast. That's so fast.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Tell us
he's
more
got
about
the horsepower. Now he needs to find the hook.
Yes,
But
indeed.
it just went straight up into tire spin. Tires went skinny, and he was pointing at the opposite lane's wall.
Oh no.
He brought it back, didn't roll it, didn't do any damage, but I believe they put it up after that for the night.
Oh yeah, that's a bit rough. But tell us about the eliminations and tell us about the results.
Well, no, I don't know too much about the overall eliminations until what we did for the live stream. But for the results, 4th place, first time they've had the car out this year. Generally, first time they have this car out in a year. Austin goes round, Ope the Hick, Austin Benavingo, the Twisted Tom, dialed in 490 all night, generally running in the 5.0s. 3rd, Austin Bullock, the Change of Plans, the Turbo LS Dreher car from Fountain City, Indiana. Then 2nd, Blake Cole in the Trump 2024 truck, always down there anywhere he goes.
Wearing a
And
shirt.
then,
Shout out to Colt wearing the shirt. Shout out to Brandy for selling me the shirt.
and then Cody Trice, they got the truck out. Cody hasn't bracket raced since midway through last year at last year's fair race when he was involved in an incident at Brookville with Renee Meyer. And the last time he drove the truck was at Gravelrama when they broke the input shaft trying to spray the same big block for XD class at 3,500 pounds, and it just snapped the input shaft right like that on the line. He hadn't driven this truck since that time last year, and comes out and ends up winning the big money race here at Cleves
with a hood. The hood was
yes,
sick.
with the hood on it for once.
The hood was sick.
It looked wonderful.
Yes, and
I guarantee it probably won't have it on it for gravel because tuning and weight bias. But after Gravelrama, it'll probably have the hood back on.
Well, that truck is sick. Cody may have not bracket raced in a long time. Me and Sorg were talking about this. He may not bracket race in a long time, but he's on all-time vibes right now. Big top eliminator win at Shelton's, big top eliminator win in Michigan for the Outlaw race. He's
on fire, man.
Rolling.
Yeah, he's got good vibes going on right now. So for this race coming up this weekend, Larry Wagner guys, watch out for him at gravel, dude. I mean,
I believe Trices are going up there with the Alder for the top eliminator class. I wouldn't be surprised to see Farwick's up there.
Yeah, it's gonna that's gonna be awesome. And then so yeah, shout out to Cody Trice. And then I heard you say on the stream that they split the pot.
Oh yeah, 4 ways, and then each of the losers paid an extra 100 to the winner.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm not a big fan. Hot take. I'm not a big fan of splitting the pots. I know that's regular where you guys are from, but man, I don't know if I'd split a pot if it was that big. Maybe just be nice.
Oh, don't get me wrong. $7,000 to win, that's awful tempting, but when you're down that far and you know the quality of races you're up against, it's either $200 or $2,500.
Well, that's a good point. But John, what'd you say?
Basically the same point. The way they pay out is like really top heavy. They pay 7,000 and then like 2,000 and whatever it was, 500 or something. Anyway,
something like that.
Them guys all decide to wipe it out and go at 2,500 a piece. I understand what he's saying because 7,000 to a 2,000, that's a $5,000 hit if you go up and take the wrong shot.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's racing though. Also,
it is.
Yeah.
Isaac, have you been to the track?
What's that?
Sorry about that, guys. Isaac, have you been to that track yet?
Oh, absolutely, Isaac's
It's
been
been a
there.
while,
last
but he has.
week's show.
He had to drag me out of my junior dragster when I was a kid.
Really?
Damien's got to find out if I'm allowed to come back. So we'll just
Yeah.
leave it there.
Yeah, we still have no update if Isaac is allowed at Cleves. So if Isaac is allowed to go to Cleves, please let us know. I'm upset that John nor Damien tried to figure out that this weekend while y'all were there.
Well, I had my brain was still fried when we got to the track, so especially after what we found wrong.
Well, those were your results from the big money race at Cleves. And shout out to Cody Trice for getting the big win there.
Hey everyone, this week's podcast sponsored by Racing in the Dirt. Located in Cleveland, Wisconsin, Racing in the Dirt is ready to put their over 30 years worth of off-road experience to work for you. From turnkey builds to rolling chassis to an awesome selection of parts, the Racing in the Dirt staff has got you covered. Brake kits, aluminum hub kits, enclosed chain drives and kits, drive shaft loops, and even DIY wheelie bar kits, all available. So let Scott, Shane, and the crew at Racing in the Dirt get you the competitive edge you need. Give them a call at area code 920-693-2000. That's area code 920-693-2000. Or find them on Facebook or even racinginthedirt.com. That's racinginthedirt.com and the UPS Daily.
All right, you guys, Caleb Ming's back with you guys, and we've got some results here from our mud racing brothers over in San Antonio, Texas, the Mud Drags of San Antonio. So this is for their race that was on July 20th. Starting it out with the quads class, and bear with me, I'm trying to read this off of a pretty small photo of their result sheet, handwritten. So first place in the quads class, Henry McBurn. Second place was an Arctic Cat Express. Sometimes they put the names of the vehicles down. And third place in the quads class, Adrian? Not really sure what that is there. They do all their local classes here for the San Antonio Mud Drag, so they've got a bunch of different index classes that they regularly run, including we're going to start out with their slowest index that they had on the 20th, which was the 5.0 index. First place going to Big Red, driven by Matthew Castro. Second place, the General, driven by Ryan Draper, I believe it is. Third place going to the truck known as the Minion. Moving over to their 430 index, so a little bit of a jump up here in the ETs. And again, this is not 300 foot, so this is a 200-foot course at the San Antonio Mud Drags. First place in the 430 class, Troublemaker, driven by Steve Tishchakin. Apologize if I'm messing up any of the names here. Once again, handwritten, small, makes it a little tough. Second place in the 430 index class, looks like LeCracker is the LeCracker is the truck name. Jamer, is that Gutierrez? Hard to tell. Third place, I can't even read the name for you guys, but it looks like it is Chris Manick or Manire for third place in the 430 index. 380 class, we've got Bad to the Bone taking up first place, and I can't quite make out the name there. Looks like last name is Pickle, Omar Pickle. Second place, limited edition, driven by Pruitt Schultz. Pruitt, obviously one of the drivers that does frequent 300-foot sand drags as well. So congrats over there to Pruitt. And then third place going to, is that the Bad Apple? No, Blown Assets. Wesley Hodge. Okay, yeah. Wesley Hodge, one of the supporters of World Sand Drag News there. Blown Assets, yep, his 380. That's, I believe, his 540 Outlaw truck that he was probably running the 380 index class there. Then I can't tell if this is that they marked this as the 330 or 350. Looks like it's probably the 350 class is what they turned this into. First place going to Wade Schultz in the Headhunter truck. Bullison Gone Wild truck taking second place. That is Craig Terrace. And then third place going to the Sugar Daddy truck, driven by John Mata. Last class that they do is a consistency class. This is a pretty cool class where essentially they run 2 different passes per truck. And the winner is actually based upon the closest ET between those 2 passes. So if you have a truck that's very consistent, you can take home the consistency class win. A little bit different from, a typical bracket race or anything like that. You're trying to get 2 passes as close together on the ET as possible. So first place going to the consistency class, Jared Hersteyer. And that was with a 0.0033 difference between the ETs of his 2 passes. So really, really close there. Shows you how quick or how close you have to be on the consistency mark there in order to take home the win of the consistency class. Second place going to Catchphrase, and that was with a 0.0245 difference between the 2 ETs. Third place going to La Cuga. Apologies again for the issues there with saying the names on some of these trucks and drivers. And that was with a 0.0266 difference on his 2 ETs. So there we go. Our results from the San Antonio Mud Drags over in San Antonio, Texas. All right, and next up, we've got DT's Dirt Drags located over in Gore Springs, Missouri. They were hosting part of the Texas Mud Drags Lone Star 4 Shootout. So this is kind of a cool 4-state gauntlet series where they've got some added classes that go on to some of these mud racing events. Added money to them, some pretty cool payouts with that. Lots of cool unique rides. Plus, they do all of their local events on top of it. So we're going to start with their local classes first. Similar to some of the San Antonio Mud Drags, there's some index classes that they typically run. So I'll give you guys the laydown on here. Luckily, a little bit better legibility on the result sheets here. So we're going to kick it off with the Pro ET. I don't have the information on exactly how this works. This might be like a bracket class. I'm not entirely sure. Competitors were vying for a total purse of $2,500 here. They had some added bonus money into this, and Justin Skelton taking the lion's share of that $1,250 taken home for first place in the Pro ET, Gore Springs, Missouri DT's Dirt Drags. Shane Moore taking home second place to a cool $750, and Bryce Williams taking home third for $500. Moving on to their 5.0 index class. Again, seeing some added bonus money there. Total purse of $1,600 for the class. Matt Strong taking first place in the 5.0 index, getting a cool $800. Adrian Adams taking home second place, $480 going to him. And third place, Alex Calder rounding out the field for $320. 460 index, again, seeing some added bonus money. So we got an added $500 to their total purse, bringing it up to $2,300. John Ramos taking home first place with $1,150 in the 460 index class. Trace Saxton gets second place alongside $690. And then Chevy Cracker getting third place in the 460 index, getting $460. So pretty cool how that kind of worked out right there. The next index class they ran was a 435 index class. No added bonus money to this, but still a solid $1,300 total purse. Joe Ashley takes home first place in the 435 index, gets $650 for doing so. Wayne Sanctum getting the second place finish and $390. And then rounding out the podium is Ethan Hyde taking home $260. First place in the 4 index, no added bonus money again here, but still a cool $1,600 total purse. Peyton Campbell taking home $800 there. Bud, that's easy to say, $480 taking home second place. And rounding out the field there, third place. And $320 is AJ Sancton. Moving over to part of the actual Lone Star 4-state gauntlet classes. They've got 3 classes that they add in here. These all include added bonus money put up by the series Texas Mud Drags, alongside 100% payout on the entry fees. Side note, Texas Mud Drags, we're trying to get in touch with you guys on your Facebook page. So if you guys are listening to this, if you're an admin on there, hit us back. You may see myself, Damian Bowers, Billy Teeters, or the World Sand Drag News page. So just hit us back on there. We're trying to get with you and talk with you about some stuff. So get back to us. We're going to go over here and I'll give you guys the rules here because I actually do have rules. So we're going to start out with, we'll start with the Texas Big Block class. This class is all full-size pickups, okay? 3,600 minimum pound weight. They have to have a factory frame. Front end has to be in the factory location. No extensions past 2 inches. So you can't stretch these things. Got to keep them stock looking. They allow 4 links. It's a cut tire class only, 44-inch tires and below. And then this is naturally aspirated, so no power adders allowed. Has to be a single carb. The motor has to be in the stock location, so no rear or center engine, modifications. Pickup truck, keep them where the factory mounts were. No aluminum blocks, so this is an all, cast iron block class. Again, no power adders. You have to have 4 brakes all around, but other than that, basic safety stuff. Okay, heads up for this. Pretty cool. You get to see some fast and natural aspirated trucks. Taking home the $2,300 total purse for this class. Brad Alexander takes home first place in the big block class and gets $1,150. Austin Harrison takes home second place and gets $690. And then Jason Hoskins getting third with $460. Next class that we're going to talk about is the Lone Star Texas Mud Drags 4-wheel mod class. So this 4-wheel mod class, it has to have a truck or Jeep body, so it's a little bit more open with that. Minimum weight is a little bit less at 3,000 pounds. This is a all-motor class, but they allow multi-carbs and injection. So you can run injected alcohol, more than a single carb, still all motor though. You can do a sheet metal cast intake, but no NOS, turbos, or blowers. So again, no power eyes on that. Cast or aluminum blocks in this finally, and then you'd run any head style that you'd like. So nothing has to stay factory on that. You can use racing fuel or alcohol, no nitromethane or other power additives for it. You can run any transmission, but it does have to have a shield around, especially in the driver's compartment there. We've got, you could do any kind of safe, that they're calling, T cases or chain drives for the 4-wheel drives, and drop boxes are allowed. The rear must have its drive shaft loops and U-joint shields. So again, more of a safety requirement there. 4-wheel brakes all the way around. The chassis, they want it to be safe, so that you can run no OEM chassis, 2x3 round tubing leaf springs, links, coilovers, anything. It's mainly just a safety requirement. Again, no paddle tires or tractor tires on this. 44-inch cuts and below allowed, and they do require that the drivers have a fire suit and helmet. So again, some good safety stuff there. 4-wheel mod got a total purse of $1,800, and first place with $900 going to Andrea Soldat, I believe it is right there. Andrea Soldat. Again, apologize if I butcher any of these names. Second place going to Alex Goldier, I believe it is. $540 going to him. And third place going to Matthew Roller, $360 going to him. The last class here, and I know we were seeing, some controversy with this, shall we say, but totally applying to the rules here. We saw this really cool, looked like, like an old 1930s Chevy pickup, kind of what we typically see as a 2-wheel mod, mud rail, but full cabin on the front end, which is pretty cool looking. In this class, okay, door slammers. Heads up, they do double elimination for this. All the general safety stuff applies. Fire suit and helmet are required. There is no engine roll. Run what you brung. No power adder roll. So nitrous, blowers, turbos, combination. Run what you brung. 2,700 pound minimum weight. So still on the, a little bit of heavier side on that. Any tires in this class as well. So you can run paddles, cuts, whatever you'd like. It must have a truck or Jeep body. Okay, has to appear to be a truck or Jeep body, and have a working door that the driver enters. Okay, so that's the important part here. Any vehicle that has a door that you can enter into to get to the driver's compartment, you're good to go. So that's why we see some of those trucks where, bending the, appearing to be a truck or Jeep a little bit, but still having that actual door slammer configuration. That's what this class is all about. They do give a slight weight break to small block. So if you're running a small block on one kit of nitrous, you get to go and weigh in at 2,550 pounds. If you're more than one kit, sorry, you're at the 2,700 pound minimum, just like any of the other configurations. First place, $1,600 total purse for the door slammer class, going to Jason Vanderwall, $800 going to him. Second place, Matt Willis, getting $480. And third place, going to Bruce Stanford, $320. So again, that was all at Gore Springs, Missouri. DT's Dirt Drags, part of the Texas Mud Drags Lone Star Shootout 4-state gauntlet. Trying to think of where the next one. I think they're going to another Missouri race here. We'll get you guys the information on that as well, though. But check them out. And once again, Texas Mud Drags, hit us back. So we definitely want to make sure that we're getting you guys a promotion on here. So once again, just some cool stuff happening in the mud world.
Hey everyone, this week's podcast sponsored by Racing in the Dirt. Located in Cleveland, Wisconsin, Racing in the Dirt is ready to put their over 30 years worth of off-road experience to work for you. From turnkey builds to rolling chassis to an awesome selection of parts, the Racing in the Dirt staff has got you covered. Brake kits, aluminum hub kits, enclosed chain drives and kits, dry shaft loops, and even DIY wheelie bar kits, all available. So let Scott, Shane, and the crew at Racing in the Dirt get you the competitive edge you need. Give them a call at area code 920-693-2000. That's area code 920-693-2000. Or find them on Facebook or even racinginthedirt.com. That's racinginthedirt.com and the UPS Daily.
All right, we're going to do a preview with Isaac, Mini Mooch, myself, and Dave. Dave's actually going to be at this race in Panama City, Florida, for Mud Racers Association, third race of the season. Before we talk about that, the Nebraska race that I went to just a few short weeks ago, I dropped my phone. Casey Lawyer was involved. Well, actually, Isaac found this first, so I'll let Isaac present this to us. Isaac, you found out something about Casey Lawyer just shortly after. That was about 2 weeks ago. Tell us about what you found out about Casey Lawyer after his crash.
So the Monday after the crash, Casey, I saw a little picture and he sent me a very short video and they were tearing into that truck. And I was like, oh my word, these guys are actually going to try to get this thing back together again. And the next thing you know, just kind of keeping tabs on what was going on. And Casey was talking to Nick Folk from Folk Race Cars and about some cage stuff and everything else. And lo and behold, I get up Saturday morning to go to work, and here I have a video sitting in my inbox, and it's Mr. Casey Lawyer himself making a hit with that thing 13 days after they wrecked it.
That's
and he's
insane.
making a hit. I'm like, that's crazy. But hey, shout out to everybody involved with that team, from Casey and Allison to everybody else that helped with it. I'm going to be honest. No way I thought they could pull that off. I thought maybe they'd make this coming weekend going to Panama City. I thought there was no way that thing was making it to the Woody's Cash Days out in Iowa there, and there it was.
That's insane. That's just so crazy because, like, when I saw it, like in person, you see the roll cage, the two front wheels are gone. They like broke off. And then you're just thinking to yourself, like, dude, like what the amount of work you got to put into this thing just to get it ready again. And then 13 days later, 13 days. Oh my gosh. Oh
now,
my God.
Speaking of Woody's Cash Days, to the guys putting that on, get with us. We would love to try and get someone out there for that next year.
Yeah, maybe it'd be Damien.
Absolutely.
Maybe it'd be Dave. Maybe it'd be Isaac.
For sure.
We'll get out there. Yeah.
And so, staying with Casey a second, that first hit was a 2.5 second hit, good enough for second place in Outlaw Pro Stock Friday night. And then he turns around and Allison Lawyer, Casey's wife, gets in the seat with her cheetah print helmet and proceeds to take a fourth place in regular pro stock. I mean, it's not like they took it easy. They let her eat right off the bat.
That's awesome. So they podium twice.
Podium twice. Shout out to them, man. That's awesome.
That is really awesome. And I feel like they're going to end up being in Florida for this Mud Racers Association race we're going to talk about real quick. The third race of the MRA National Mud Racing Series be held at North Florida Motorplex. Friday start time will be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Saturday start time will be 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Looking forward to this event that Dave will be at. Tech and registration will end 2 hours before race time. Drivers meeting will be held 2 hours before race time. And combined ET and reaction time for open paddles at this event. So open paddles, you got to be on the tree on that one. And the open's always a fun class. Screw blown Hemis going at it. That's a fun one to watch. $250, $250 per class for fastest combined ET. Electrical hookups available for them as well. And Damian, tell us about some little nuggets you may know about this race coming up in Florida for MRA.
Panama City, you're probably going to see more locals at this race than that are going to end up in the bigger classes. They've got a lot of fast trucks down in Florida. I know you might see the likes of Scott Cluxton with his 2 cars. He's got what would be considered a modified class car with a 632 big block, and he just recently is putting the finishing touches to another old mud rail he has, the old Top Dog with a blown big block Chevrolet in it. Probably won't be a top runner because out cubic inched, out blowered, outgunned. And then there's just so many neat rigs that go down to this race. You'll probably see the Osteen Outlaw, little white Bronco, I believe, owned by the family that used to run the Dirty Bird way back when, one of the more famous names from back in the day. So it's a lot of big names came out of that part of the country. Panama City, Florida used to be the home of the Bayou George JC's Community Park, which famous for the NMRO television episodes back in the day and so on. So who knows what you'll see. It's a wonderful looking facility from what I've seen. Maybe potential for a 300-foot track there. I've seen some videos of some quads making rips there.
And this is actually sand, right?
Yeah, it's more of a sandy surface. Most Florida tracks you'll see that they've ran throughout the decades are a sand base. Oh, neat. Tornado siren. I gotta go.
Oh. There goes Mini Mooch.
I gotta go, guys.
All right, see you. All right, so Mini Mooch is in a tornado watch, I guess, right now. We'll hope he's okay with that, sincerely.
I guess
Dave,
he's scared of storms.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I would be outside watching it.
I'd be out on the front porch drinking a beer going, USA!
Yeah. With my bald eagle and my flag flying free. Hell yeah. Well, Dave, this is the first Mud Racers race that you're going to. Isaac's leaving us too, I believe. Is that what you're doing?
What I was going to say before I go.
Yeah.
Billy, over under, the George family brings 5 or more vehicles to this race, being as it's that close to home for them.
Oh, I was gonna say under, but they are from Georgia, so it's a lot closer for them. I don't know. I still think they'll take 4. I think they'll only take 4. How many do they have in Missouri?
They had 5 in Missouri.
They had 5 in okay. All right, I'll go over. I'll go over 5. I'll go over 5.
I look forward to it. Dave, you're in for a treat, man. You're going to enjoy it. It's some killer racing, man. You're going to have a good time. So
good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. I'm looking forward to it because I come from the blown alcohol world anyways. That's where my roots are at. So it fits me perfectly and I'm excited.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what are you most looking forward to? And that sounds like it is the top alcohol aspect, really.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Love the blower motors. For sure.
Now these guys are geared obviously a lot different, even for 200 foot, for 300 foot, geared a lot different, and they are putting these things on kill from the start, and it is really awesome to watch. And I got the 180 foot track. You're going to get 20 extra feet, Dave, and the whole 200 foot track. That's going to be really exciting to see. Also, what do you think about that?
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely prepared for it. I'm going to be heading out either Thursday night or super early Friday morning. I go down there a lot for work anyways. So very familiar with the area. So I'm heading down there and meet all the guys. Some of them I've talked to on Facebook Messenger and whatnot. Some of them I never even knew was even in it. So I've got a lot of people to meet, but definitely going to do my best to give everybody some good coverage. and pictures, videos, some interviews. I've also got a couple things in my mind I'm going to be asking these drivers, which is, I don't know, you guys will just have to wait and see. I did a little bit of it this weekend with the kids. Asked some questions that I haven't seen anybody else do yet. So got some cool things that we're going to do this weekend. So definitely stay tuned. I'll do as much live as I can. And yeah, I'm excited for it, man. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
We all are excited for you. I'm ready to see the content that you bring for that while we're in Michigan. Like I said, as we talked about in the Silverback preview, it's going to be a double header. Dave will be in Florida at the Mud Racers Association race, and then we will be in Michigan for the Larry Wagner Memorial Race. So be ready and get those notifications turned on for Facebook, folks. Find a way to hook it up to your TV because it's going to be action-packed all weekend. And just a quick preview of what Dave's going to be seeing. They run 2 rounds. Quickest ET wins the class. Outlaw Pro Stock on Friday. Modified paddles on Friday. And the Kelly Odell Open Cuts. The modified class is just your big cubic inch nitrous monsters. And then your Kelly Odell, the open class, is your screw blown Hemis, just letting them meet. And then on Saturday, they do the super stock class, which is your only elimination class in the series. And that's a really fun class to watch. You'll see some full-size Jeeps and trucks with some big giant cut tires and naturally aspirated engines just battling it out. Then you'll see your pro stock class. Then you'll see the Dan Richter open paddles, which is just your same open class screw blown Hemis, except now they have paddle tires instead of cut tires. And then the modified class, instead of paddle tires on Friday, they're running cuts on Saturday. So Dave's in for an action-packed weekend. You guys are as well. So make sure you got those notifications turned on at Facebook because we're going to be busy bringing you guys some awesome content this weekend.
Hey, folks, this is an ad read for Silverback Offroad and the rentals. Silver Lake's most convenient rental company. Rentals are available from April 1st to October 31st. At Silverback Offroad, you'll find experts that can help you find the latest products and performance upgrades to help you transform your Jeep, truck, or side-by-side into your ideal reflection. Their off-road rental shop is conveniently located in Mears, Michigan at 1920 North 24th Avenue, directly across the street from the 2,000-acre Silver Lake Sand Dunes, which is Michigan's #1 off-road destination. Also, Silverback Offroad Rentals, they offer ATV rentals, side-by-side rentals, Jeep rentals, RV rentals, and more. This is the only drivable sand dune east of the Mississippi River. For more information, you can visit their website at silverbackoffroad.com, or you can give them a call at 231-923-2455, extension 1. Again, that's 231-923-2455, extension 1. And once again, you can find them at their website, silverbackoffroad.com, and also find them on social media at Silverback Offroad. Silverback's RV rentals can be found at silverbackrvrental.com. You can also contact them at sales@silverbackrvrental.com. You can also call them for the RV rentals at 616-730-8787. Again, that's 616-730-8787. silverbackrvrental.com.
All right, we're here with John Sorg, Isaac DeHaan, and myself, and we are talking about, for the final time, the AppletreeAuto.com Larry Wagner Memorial Race coming up at Silverback Off-Road Speedway this coming weekend, August 2nd through the 4th. It's going to be an exciting time. John, Isaac, and myself, and my brother will be there, all to bring you some awesome coverage. Isaac will be a little bit busy being the voice of the event, and John will be a little bit busy just making sure people don't take up the wrong parking spot and probably racing.
That's right.
But real quick, John, let's go through this one more time. What we got to look forward to?
So we got to look forward to the extra money in TE with the extra 150 or the 150 for the #1 qualifier.
What is TE?
Top Eliminator.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know, you should go and watch, and then you'll know. Next will be the open mod or the Larry. Actually, we'll go to Larry mod or Larry the Larry Wagner 4-cylinder bracket class. There's an extra 1,000 in there, and then I've got 50 for best reaction time.
Hey, I got a question real quick.
Oh yeah.
Are rotary engines allowed in the 4-cylinder class?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Isaac told me no.
Okay. Isaac said no.
No.
All right.
Oh, no, I'm the bad guy.
But
Oh,
no,
that's
yeah,
all good, Isaac.
the $1,000 to win the
No,
4-cylinder
add it into the pot.
add into the pot. Okay.
Correct. So
All
it'll
right.
be split into that class across the board in the class. So
And then what
On
time's
top of
testing 2
payout.
start on Friday?
noon.
Noon. And then what do we got coming up Friday?
Friday at 6:00, we will start off with our first round of TE qualifying, followed by competition.
Okay. And what competition classes do we have? That Isaac
We
will be
have
announcing?
4.0, 350, and open sportsman.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. And then we wake up Saturday. What time the kiddos start? Which is always the kids will always be my favorite part. It's awesome
Gates
to watch.
open at 8. Kids start running at 9.
9. I love it.
Yes.
I love the early start.
And adults will conclude after the juniors immediately, as in following up with a test or qualifying and time
The
trials.
eliminations. Yeah, time trials, qualifying, eliminations to follow.
Yep, and that should go off at 5:00. 5:00 is the start time for the race.
And this is a points race, so all the other classes are going to be
Yes.
run. They're going to run comp, ATV, pro comp, pro index, 325 index. They're going to run pro truck. They're running the pro truck class. I did not know that. That's awesome. And
Yes.
then top eliminator, which is your 295 index, and
Yes.
the open modified, which is more or less your open bracket. So that's awesome. And yeah, the 4-cylinder bracket class will also run. No side by sides, no rotaries. So keep those out. Don't even
Correct.
try to enter. Isaac, what are you looking forward to for this race? You'll be kind of looking from the eyes above, kind of working your tail off at the same time. But what are you looking for?
I'm really looking forward to, obviously, Larry Wagner class. Being a car owner for the class is something different for me. So looking forward to that. But also that top eliminator class, I believe, is going to be stacked up. Really looking
Yes.
forward to that as well.
So who do we got in top eliminator? Do we know anybody for sure? Like 3 or 4 names for sure?
Oh yeah, we got Rowe and Landcore and Trice and
Ooh.
oh yeah.
Well, that's 3 names. That's 3 good names right there.
Yeah.
That's 3 good names.
We'll throw 'em
Isaac,
up.
who's
Johnny,
your
do you know
driver?
if Rob Shyatt's coming up?
Yeah, Rob
Rob
Shyatt.
Shad will be there. As far as I know,
Alright.
he will be there.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet. Isaac, who's your driver?
So my son's actually going to wheel for the weekend. So
Oh, that's gonna be
Perfect.
awesome. Is that his first time racing the car? This is gonna be his first time racing the car?
that car, yes. Yeah. Yep. So,
So,
yeah, looking
okay,
forward to
so
it.
expectations with that. Are we baby stepping that in, or what? You just put him in it and you tell him don't lift? What are we doing? What are you doing?
I believe he would like to put up a better number than any number I've put up in it so far. So I told him, hey, no pressure. I went to the finals at Greens, buddy. So
Yeah.
No
the car knows
pressure.
how to get there. It's all
Yeah.
you.
Well, you see, you're gonna use. Oh God, I'm gonna start some shit. But you're gonna use your time for greens against him. Be like, you can't run faster than that.
Ah. Just stayed in it, Isaac.
Yeah. Oh man.
I
but,
know. Should have stayed in it.
Got
Hey,
there
but-
third, first in the threes.
we're gonna. I'm excited. I know Cody's excited. He would be joining us, but he's busy. I can't wait to come up to Michigan. Leaving a little later than I wanted to on Thursday after finding out Cody don't get off work until 1:30 on Thursday. So we'll be trekking up there. We'll get there sometime. It's gonna be a haul, but we'll be there. My mini bike will be there too, despite I gotta put a new clutch on it, but it'll be there.
If you ordered the clutch,
Oh, I got another one. It'll be all right. I'm not
perfect.
gonna get too much detail about that. Secret op,
Oh, secret ops.
concern.
All right. Well, yes, Larry Wagner Memorial Race, AppletreeAuto.com, Silverback Offroad Speedway. All three of us will be there, plus Cody, to bring you some awesome coverage. And if John's in the finals, well, you'll see that. And we got to talk about points real quick. You're in points lead, right?
Where at?
You at Silverback.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And sportsman.
battle between you and K-Dub.
Above KW.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Above KW. We got to make sure we say
Yes.
that. Above KW.
Yep. And then second in pro.
Who's the pro leader right now?
Terry Wise.
Mr. 350.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, Terry Wise is a killer. So
Master 350's up there.
He's
there's
the
a bunch-
burnout king.
Yes.
There's a bunch of people I'm looking forward to seeing because it's been a long time since I've seen them. I can't wait to get there. I really can't. I'm gonna be excited. I might be a little grouchy at first because I'm gonna get there late Thursday or Friday morning, whatever. But
No, and you're old.
It'll be fine. You're old. Look at you. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. And all right, yeah. We will bring you some awesome coverage from this race at Silverback Offroad Speedway, AppletreeAuto.com, Larry Wagner Memorial Race this weekend. Stay tuned to our Facebook page for some live updates as we'll be splitting time. Dave will be at the MRA race in Florida, and we'll be in Michigan giving you guys, a double header basically. So pay attention to the Facebook page and get ready to see some awesome content.
See you there.
Hey, folks, this is an ad read for Silverback Offroad and the Rentals. Silver Lake's most convenient rental company. Rentals are available from April 1st to October 31st. At Silverback Offroad, you'll find experts that can help you find the latest products and performance upgrades to help you transform your Jeep, truck, or side-by-side into your ideal reflection. Their off-road rental shop is conveniently located in Mears, Michigan at 1920 North 24th Avenue, directly across the street from the 2,000-acre Silver Lake Sand Dunes, which is Michigan's #1 off-road destination. Also, Silverback Offroad Rentals, they offer ATV rentals, side-by-side rentals, Jeep rentals, RV rentals, and more. This is the only drivable sand dune east of the Mississippi River. For more information, you can visit their website at silverbackoffroad.com, or you can give them a call at 231-923-2455, extension 1. Again, that's 231-923-2455, extension 1. And once again, you can find them at their website, silverbackoffroad.com, and also find them on social media at Silverback Offroad. Silverback's RV rentals can be found at silverbackrvrental.com. You can also contact them at sales@silverbackrvrental.com. You can also call them for the RV rentals at 616-730-8787. Again, that's 616-730-8787. silverbackrvrental.com. All right, back with myself, my brother Cody, on the phone. We are going to talk about our latest race at Thunder Valley Sand Drags. We had a truck show and shine and truck drags event. It went super great. Had a ton of people there. The house was packed. A bunch of awesome trucks. It was a really great time. Cody, what did you think?
Kind of skeptical, I thought it was just as a lack of usual turnout, just made it look like there was a lot of people, but no.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people this year. There was, you couldn't, turn around, spit on the ground without running into somebody,
Yeah, it was like shoulder to shoulder, a bunch of people that we've really never seen before, a bunch of people that never really been to the track. Had trucks from like Iowa and a couple, I think I seen one from Minnesota and, obviously Kansas, Missouri, and it was really cool. It's just a ton of people. So these results, we had racing, but the show and shine went really cool. A bunch of awesome trucks. Here's a couple of them. But the racing was really exciting as well. We'll get to the big news at the end, but we'll start from our open bracket class that we had, which was trucks. and side-by-sides. We didn't just have trucks racing. We had side-by-sides as well. We even allowed SUVs and just regular cars to run as well. Not regular race cars, cars as in like your sedans and your coupes and stuff like that. So in the open bracket final, we had Jamie Windsor taking the win over Legend Connor, and they were both racing side-by-sides. It was really cool to see that. In the side-by-side class. What was that, Cody? Sorry.
I was surprised is that Jamie Windsor won that. The only reason he didn't double down in the side-by-side is because he red lit the semis.
Yeah, well, yeah, he did. He red lit by negative 001. And it was crazy because I was announcing the event. It was crazy. Side-by-side class, just a bracket race with all the side-by-sides. Luke Roberts taking the win over Brecken Vassler. Brecken was a first-time racer, but he was doing really well. He was on it, and Luke was just on it a little better, getting the first place win there.
Without third gear.
Without third gear, so he was just going first and second. It was kind of cool. He had a Yamaha YXZ, so that's why. In our gas trucks class, which are just gas trucks, we had Dustin Sig getting the win over last year's winner Tori Pitts. It was a Ford versus Chevy final. Ford ended up getting the win there. And then probably the biggest news of the whole event, right? First place in the diesel truck class. Diesel trucks were very fascinating, very fun to watch. Biggest class that we had 18 of them, which I thought was awesome. And they were running real hard. And Corey Lawyer running a little harder. He ran a new World Sand Drag News Pure Street diesel record of a 462 in 300 foot. And it's crazy seeing that thing. His best time was actually a 452, but he couldn't back it up. He ran 462, a 464, a 465, and a couple of 470 passes, but he ran a 452 one time, and it was really, really awesome to see. And so Corey Lawyer gets the win in the diesel truck class. He gets the win over Frankie Gervey. Frankie Gervey was cutting the tree on his way to the finals. It was really cool to see that. But Corey Lawyer, gotta give a shout out to that guy. He ended up taking the new he took the World Sand Drag News Pure Street Diesel record, which is your diesel only, must be plated, insured, able to drive to the track, must run unaltered DOT tires 35 inches and below. And he proved like that it was legit and it was legal. He even talked about how he dirt drag races it back where he's from in Iowa. He does truck pulls with it as well, and he takes his girlfriend to go get ice cream in it. So that's pretty cool to see that, and it's pretty cool to see him come break that world record at not just any track, but our home track as well. So shout out to Corey Lawyer for that. What did you think of that, Cody, when you seen that truck do that?
So some fun facts just about the final round in general. That Corey, him running that 452, it was in our technically slow lane. At Thunder Valley, well, I've been told by the old hat, at every track has a fast lane. At Thunder Valley, our right lane, I guess, is our quick lane. Cool. And he ran that 452 in the slower lane. So that was all that much more impressive. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to back that up. I remember when you said 452, I said, there ain't no way. And then he ran, consistent 460s the rest of the day. Coming up behind him, there was a flatbed that was running in at 5 teams.
Yeah, his buddy from Iowa. That truck was getting down too. The previous record before this past weekend was a 555, and even in test and tune, there was trucks in the 540s. We had a couple in the 530s, and then we redid the track, and it took some time for that track to get back to where it was. But then when it got back there, it was perfect, and these trucks were just eating it up. We, like Cody said, we saw one run a 519, and that's still crazy fast. And having something as your daily driver running 450s, 460s on the 300-foot dirt track is insane. It's just simply insane.
Last note I want to make about that final, the gentleman that got runner-up, he told our starter, Mike, He's like,
Shout
man, I'm
out.
going to go out first round because his first round opponent was the gentleman that ran the 519, the flatbed, and he ended up snoozing at the light, and he ended up, going all the way to the final round, taking out much quicker trucks because, he was just getting them off the tree.
Yeah, it was really cool. Frankie Gervey basically cutting the light all the way to the finals. I think his worst light was, well, everybody was cutting really terrible lights, but his worst light was about a 115 or something. And to do that in a truck is pretty impressive. So
He actually got the lead on Corey in the final, but Corey just drove around him.
yeah, Corey hawked him down. It was no use. But shout out to Corey Lawyer being the new world record holder for Pure Street Diesel. It's really awesome to see that. That's anybody can beat that? Can you anybody out there beat that? That's fast. That's fast AF. So if you can, let us know, definitely. But yeah, Thunder Valley Sand Drags truck show and shine and truck drags went really great. And our next event is August 10th, where we have a regular point race coming up. And we'll bring you updates as we go along through the season. Thank you.